Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a MidRank Madness between Moonrise and Free here on Parasite, the latter edition. Top left-hand corner, the red Zerg player, it is Moonrise. And bottom right-hand corner, it is the blue Protoss player, Free. This was sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of MidRank Madness. Yes, if you'd like your Platinum or Diamond level game cast by Falcon Paladin, send it to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Mid-Rank Madness. The best will be chosen, the best will be cast, and you will gain YouTube fame. Well, a little bit of it anyway. Okay, so it's going to be a ZVP here on Parasite. Not many games of mine are cast on Parasite. I wonder if it's vetoed for some reason by one of the races. I don't know. The thirds are pretty darn wide open, so maybe Terran and Protoss don't like it very much. Yeah, maybe that's it. Okay, so looks like hatch first here from Moonrise, representing Swarm NA. And a gateway expand here. Oh, a forge first. Huzzah! This is exciting. I like this. This is why your Overlord is patrolling like this, Moonrise. You did the exact correct thing. You saw the pylon coming down. It is a forge first, so this is not a fake out. This is not a fake out. There's the cancel on the pylon. I'm going to throw up a pylon in here instead. This is a weird place to try to do this. Free. What you really want to do is throw it up back here and then block yourself in with pylons so you can't be reached, and then throw up cannons. It's really, really hard to deal with. It basically forces the Zerg player to cancel his hatch at that point is what it does. Okay, so he let the forge finish. And he's just hanging out. He's like, you know what? Good job scouting by you. I canceled my pylon. Let's move into a really standard game at this point as the Nexus is coming up back home. Well played, good sir. You Overlord scouted. Your rock beat my scissors. And let's move on with the rest of the game here. That's what scouting does, you guys. This is why you do this. If you don't Overlord scout over here, this pylon finishes. The cannons come up. You don't notice them until your hatch is about, maybe, until it pops, if you're unlucky. And then your hatch is dead. And you're in a way, way terrible position versus your Protoss opponent. So, good job there by Moonrise. It wasn't an exciting finish to that situation, really, but you know what? It taught us something, and I think that's what we're here for MidRank Madness. Well, that's what we're here for MidRank Madness. It's to learn stuff and to be entertained, and those are the general rules here for this particular upload. Yeah, it's every other week, by the way, in case you were wondering. Every other week is this. Every other week is Into the Void. So if you have a lower game than Platinum you'd like cast, go ahead and send it to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Into the Void. And we'll get that one in there. Moonrise feeling pretty good about himself. He's going for the sub 3-minute third hatch, which is awesome. I like to see this from low-level Zerg players. It means they feel confident about themselves. They're going for macro style. Now, there was an amazing read. There was a fantastic read written by a laser for... The professional ball sports version of this is the Players Tribune. It allows players to write their own articles without having to go through a reporter or somebody else writing the story for them. And it's obviously edited in some situations because some players aren't very good at writing, but the general gist is that you allow players their own voice. And there is this exists also in the esports world, and a laser wrote something for it earlier this week where he basically said, I was going to be Cyril. I was the up-and-coming young Zerg player in the EU scene who was going to be the first foreigner to win BlizzCon, and then suddenly it's Cyril, and what happened? And basically what he says is, I was working on a lot of 2-base all-in style builds. That won me a lot of games. In WCS events, allowed me to place very well in major events because players didn't know how to respond to it. But I knew my ceiling doing that was maybe top 8 BlizzCon, maybe top 4 BlizzCon if things go really, really well for me. I wasn't winning BlizzCon by doing this style of build. Meanwhile, Cyril, for the last couple of years, has been playing macro. Macro all the time. Macro. It's harder to do. He says it is so much harder to do that as Zerg. Play macro, get a 3rd base up, get a 4th base up, get a 5th base up, defend drops, defend attacks all the time, get up to the swarm level, know when to attack, know when to defend, know what tech to get, and get in there to a 20-minute game and win it. That is so much harder to do, a laser says. I watched Cyril do this and watched Cyril become a BlizzCon champion, and it's clear which strategy served us better over the last 2 or 3 years. It was Cyril working on perfecting his macro style Zerg. It was not me going for 2-base all-ins as Zerg. It wasn't. He sees it, he recognizes it, and he's going to get better. I thought it was a really amazing article, a good insight into how pro players see themselves. Elaser is fully confident he can win a BlizzCon. But he says he recognizes that window into winning, being the first foreigner to win a BlizzCon is shut. He can't be that anymore. It's Cyril. It's done. So I just thought that was great. I'll forget to put a link in the description, but if you ask me for it, I can find it for you and put it down there. And you can read it. It's not a long read by any stretch. Again, these are professional esports players. They're not authors. They're not journalists. And as a result, the writing is not incredible, and it's not going to be long-winded. But I thought it was good. All right, a Void Ray out here from Free. He does not make an Oracle in this game. No aggression from anybody, really, in this stage at all. I mean, a barest amount of scouting here from Moonrise, and that's going to get shut down. On the other side, yeah, I mean, Free saw there was a spawning pool and a couple hatcheries, and that's it. He doesn't know about the third base. A bit of a sneaky third base from Free up at the 3 o'clock position. And I was trying to hide it, I think. It looked like he was trying to throw it down here, but there was some Zergling harassment, so we can toss it up here instead and hope maybe the Zerg player doesn't know that there's a third base, because reading that is much different. If a Protoss player is on 2 bases, you best be ready for some kind of a Zealot Immortal style all-in, which is just going to be really hard to hold off, or there's a sneaky third base, in which case it's more of a macro style. Look at him. He's preparing for a 2-base Protoss, I think. He came over here and said there's no third base. Snap. I got to make myself a lot of roaches to defend against these zealots that are coming. But guess what? Tricks on you. It's a million Void Rays and a third base from Free. Free is not ready to move out. Dude, are you going to make this work? I don't... What? Who goes Void Ray anymore? All right, this is interesting stuff. I do like MidRank Madness because you'll see stuff tried that the pros will not try because it won't work. But StarCraft 2 at the lower levels is almost a different game. You can get away with stuff you can't at WCS and GSL events, period. And that's why I like these games. That's why people like them. That's why a lot of people say MidRank Madness is their favorite thing that I do. I don't think it's most people. Just nice little transfer here, using the recall ability to the 4th base. Yeah, most people do not watch MidRank Madness or Into the Void. They are by far the lowest view counts for anything that I do on the channel anymore. But I do them because I think it's important that the mid ranks and the low ranks get recognized. Like, people need to see what they're doing. They need to see what's going on. People in those levels, most people live in Platinum and Diamond, you guys. That is where the majority of StarCraft 2 ladder players live. And it's interesting to see what they're doing at any given time, and how to respond to certain things, and how to how to deal with your opponent's mistakes and take advantage of it. And there's just a lot of lessons to be learned. One lesson we're learning here is that no one's interested in attacking at all in this game. Moonrise is like, all right, there's an attack coming any second now, because there are only 2 bases for the Protoss. I know, because I've scouted this location and I've scouted this location. Doesn't know about this. Meanwhile, Free can be a little bit more forgiven for not scouting these locations for bases, because he knows the Zerg player is going to have a 3rd at this point and probably going to have a 4th too. And I like how the creep spread actually kind of makes a little nest area in which to throw down this 4th hatchery. Just kidding. He's expanding over here and over here. So the double expand for Moonrise to a 4th and a 5th base doesn't take this one that's already creep spread. So I guess maybe that's a safer one to take later on, is the reasoning behind that. All right, man. Look, you got Roach, you got Hydra. I'm liking this very much, especially against this Zealot Void Ray composition, because Roaches handle the Zealots and Hydras handle the Void Rays handily. By I say they handle them, I mean they rip them apart. Hydras are so good against Void Rays. I remember back in Heart of the Swarm when I was playing ladder quite a bit, and Hydras were bad, and nobody ever made Hydras because they were bad. There was one player who rushed Void Ray on me, and I was like, oh, I can make Hydras. And I made Hydras, and I won, and I said, thank you for allowing me to make Hydralisks. Good game. At the end, I still remember that moment. I was so happy to be able to use Hydralisks. It was so impossible otherwise. But Void Rays, man. Void Rays are the one reason you ever want to make Hydras. And here it is. Did he scout this? Nope. He's still in the dark here. Come on, Moonrise. You got your Roaches. You got your Hydralisks. Let's go. Let's be brave. He's being brave. And still no base. What is happening, he says. Why is there no 3rd base here? And why is there no attack? Maybe my Protoss opponent is bad. No, your Protoss opponent is not bad. He has 60 workers. But this Roach Hydra attack going to do tons of damage here anyway. Dude, respond? Maybe? Do you have Storm? You do not have Storm. Do you have Storm? You do have Storm. Oh, Storm makes this more interesting for Free. So he lost his whole front wall. And yeah, Moonrise is entirely convinced until this very second, because of a bad rally on a Hydra, accidentally seeing this Storm Zealot Okay, so Storm Zealot Void Ray is a much different composition from Zealot Void Ray. The Storm increases the capability against this composition of Moonrise by about 1,000,000%. That said, this third base is in a heck of a lot of trouble right now. Hydras, Roaches wandering on up. They've got +2 attack. +2 attack on these guys. That hurts so very, very much against all of your cannons. They're not going to do very well. Shield Battery is going to try to help. Nope. Good luck with that. Zealots coming in the top side here too, and it's just a massacre right now. Unless the backside storms happen, because guess what? Here they are. Here come the Zealots on the backside. Here come the Void Rays. There's a prismatic alignment. They need to focus down the Roaches, but there aren't very many left actually. And where is the Storm? Go! Do it! There's the Storm. 1 Storm, 2 Storm. Decent dodge out of Moonrise there. But is it good? No, he doesn't end up saving the third base. Nice Storm there again, chasing these units away. But that was a major, major victory for Moonrise, taking down that third base. And now it truly is a 2-basing Protoss player at the 10-minute mark. He's getting mined out. He is in a horrible position versus this 5-base Zerg right now. Spire on the way. Double Spire on the way. Muta not bad in this situation. If you can Storm dodge, Muta's come in and wreck these Void Rays. Archons make it a bit of a different story here, though. He's switching it up. He's going to go for Archons, and he's going to go for High Templar, which is a great decision out of free. Honestly, why choose one? Porque no los dos in that situation? Replacing, oh, well, not replacing it, but taking third base at a more traditional third base location at the 6 o'clock position is free. 5,000 resources lost for Moonrise, 6,400 lost at this point for the Protoss player, and still sticking with his Roach Hydra thing for Moonrise. I don't know about this, man. I really don't. That said, again, Double Spire indicates there are some plans for Mutalisks. I don't know what else it will be at this point. Corruptors are bad against Void Ray. Void Ray, Prismatic Alignment, anything that's armored, they're very good against. Mutas are not armored. Corruptors are armored. Oh no, Moonrise. Maybe he doesn't know this. Maybe he doesn't know that Corruptors are bad against Void Rays. This concerns me as a Zerg player for sure. Another base, 6th base for Moonrise here. This observer's like, well, he hasn't taken a 3rd base here, or a 4th base. I'm sure I'm fine. He doesn't know about this, or this, or this. That's really concerning here for free. Neither player's scouting all that well. As does Moonrise know about this? He does not. Moonrise does not know about the 3rd base either. So Roach Hydra with no detection. At the 12-minute mark, you have to have Overseers in your army. What in the Broodlords? No, Broodlords are also bad against Void Rays. Moonrise, why? I appreciate the macro. You're maxed out at 12 minutes, which if you're left alone and you're in Diamond, you should be able to do this. Zealot Warp in here, going to go ahead and do some damage at this 5th base, but the War Prism gets picked off, and that will shut down future shenanigans here. That said, number of drones killed, 11 killed by free, 20 killed by Moonrise so far in this game. And yeah, Zealot versus Roach Hydra is just not even fair. It's really not. If you have 1,000,000 Zealots with charge, maybe you could get something done, but generally no, especially if the upgrades are better. Carrier production now coming in for free. He's on 2.5 base right now. He's got 39 total workers and is going for carrier. That is the Protoss mindset in a nutshell. He really can't afford it, but he's getting +2 ground weapons. Yep, ground weapons there is being researched. And here comes our Roach Hydra army, which, I don't know, man. Did he just turn all of his High Templar into Archons? No, there are still a couple High Templar in there. This is a scary Protoss army. It's about 50 supplies smaller than the Zerg army, but holy smoke, Storm is the great equalizer here. Archons in the front doing tons of damage. See those Corruptors die? Did you see them die? Okay, I hope you did, because they die so fast to this. Storm on the Hydras. Again, the Hydras are the big threat to this Archon Void Ray carrier situation, but Archons and Storm pretty darn good against this. Roaches on the ground, not doing a whole lot, and the Hydras are all gone, and Moonrise is still up, mind you. He's making 19 Corruptors. If at first Corruptors do not succeed, says Moonrise, make more Corruptors. And 70 Zerglings, and 4 Hydralisks. He had the bank for it. He still has the mineral bank for it. His economy is through the roof right now. It is 4 or 5 times bigger than Freeze's. All right, Free. I mean, this is where the strength of Protoss is tested. You have good units. You're outnumbered about 2 to 1 right now. Okay, taking down a hatchery. One of the many hatcheries is good for you. Zergling counterattack from Moonrise, though. Oh, this is so bad for Free. He can't afford to lose these. He can't do it. Here are the Corruptors. Corruptors trying to do this. Prismatic Alignment needs to come up on these Void Rays right the heck now. There it is. There's your Prismatic Alignment. There is your Storm. Oh my gosh, the Void Rays. Remember how I told you they're bad against Void Rays? Yep, that's it. 14 kills, 9 kills, 16 kills. The Void Rays have been heroes in this game because of roaches, because of corruptors. All right, so natural base by Free is toast. Does he know about? He still doesn't know about this base. This is Free's like main saving grace right now. The Zerglings need to come at the main base and start killing things. Go, go, you guys, go. Not going. Not going. Overlord's getting picked off. Not supply blocked as Moonrise. He still has over 200 available supply to him. I mean, it's 200 even, but over 200 worth of Overlords is what I'm trying to say. Zerglings in here. They're outnumber the Zealots about 8-1, which means you're going to win that battle. And you're going after the main base. So this is not good. This is not good for Free at all. He just has a small contingent of Protoss out here. Hanging out. Zerglings inside the main base, wrecking all your buildings, killing your stuff. They don't have adrenal glands, because that would just be adding insult to injury here. Bringing up some High Templar is Free to consolidate with this army. Is he recalling home to save his main? He's doing it. Plus, there were some Lings rolling in to kill his High Templar anyway, so good call. The Lings get out with the recall. Nicely done. Still no idea that this exists. 0% idea that this exists. He has to know it does, though. He has to know there's some source of income. The gas income needs to improve a little bit here for Free if he's going to keep making carriers, which I'm not convinced that he is. All right, so Zergling's on the ground here for Moonrise. He's got Corruptors and Hydra over that way, too. He's working on plus. Okay, the answer is not that you need better flyer attack, Moonrise. The answer is you need Mutalisks against this composition. That said, there's a couple Archons in the mix here now, which does mix it up a little bit. Carrier, 10 kills. Carrier, 15 kills. This is a dead Zergling swarm right here. Do not engage Zerglings. Bad, bad. Warning. Danger. Will Robinson. Danger. We got Corruptors and Hydras. More and more Hydras coming over on this way. They are plus what? Plus 3? Plus 3, plus 1 Hydras. The armor is lacking, which is not great. The storms need to be on point here if Free's going to win this thing. If he's going to win these engagements, he needs... Well, first of all, he needs another base probably, but it's very hard for him to hold with these little swarmy armies from Moonrise all over the place. He's going to go ahead and retake... I mean, this is a 7th base, I think. Retake this base on the right side, too. That is his 6th. It's just the Zerg has so much economy right now. And here he comes. He's flying right on in with Corruptor, with Hydralisk. The Protoss army is out of position to deal with this at all. This is a lot of dead production, you guys. There was a Warp Prism coming out of that robotics facility, and now it is gone. Free's going for it. He's not recalling home. He can't because it's on cooldown, right? Yep, because it's on cooldown. He's going to go ahead and take down another hatchery of Moonrise here. This is his 4th base. The 5th base is still happy. The 3rd base and the natural base are still happy. And the army supply is still 117 to 85. Moonrise has a lead right now. He's wiping out the production capabilities of the Protoss player. Moonrise, on the other hand, has about 3,000, 1,000 in the bank and 15 larvae. He's using it to make 10 drones. What? What part of this? You have idle drones? Well, not anymore. You don't have any more idle drones because they are all dead. I mean, you're still up 61 to 20 workers right now. How are you making 10 more drones? I think army is probably your priority. I mean, all right, fair enough, dude. You're up 173 to 105 supply. But there's Protoss at your front door. This natural base, gonna die. The 3rd base is gonna die. Oh, snap. The 3rd base of Free was found. I think accidentally, possibly. Look at these DTs. Remember what I said about detection earlier? This is why you need detection. These DTs are just like kids in a candy store. They don't know what to do with themselves. There's Hydras on all sides, all getting 2-shot by these DTs. This is a DT convention of sorts. Come kill as many Hydralisks as you can for free. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet. Meanwhile, Protoss still doing stuff. Zealots in here at the main base of Moonrise. They could probably kill both of those spires, and they're working on it because they do, again, have +2 attack, which is fantastic. Protoss still doing stuff. Are these... Man, these Dark Templar. 11 kills. 13 kills. 11 kills on those Dark Templar. Moving up this way is Free, and we're going to lose all these queens. There's a single Spore Crawler here for defense, which is not good. A single Spine Crawler here for defense, which is not good. These Voiders, man, 24 kills, 27 kills, 33 kills, 40 kills, and 35 kills on these carriers. This is the most hero Skytoss army I've ever seen in my entire life. All these Hydras, every Hydra that dies is amazing for Free right now. How many Hydras are left? That's a 0. That's a big fat 0. How? Moonrise is down to 18 supply. He was at 173 supply like 2 minutes ago. I swear, I just looked at that supply counter and looked and saw And Free has somehow, with this little ragtag Sky Toss Zealot army with some High Templar support and a couple Archons, 63 kills on this Archon. 63. Corruptors getting smashed by Archons and Void Rays is not good. This is real bad for Moonrise, you guys. He's, all right. He's got 3 Corruptors. That's his army right now. That's not enough. That's it. It's your GG. I mean, there is not officially a GG. But neither player have any workers at all. Moonrise is making some Zerglings. He could make some drones too. He has this 1 hive remaining. It's his 1 worker producing structure, unit producing structure. He's using it to make Zerglings to kill this. I did not realize that's the final assimilator for Free. Oh, that makes it a little bit more interesting. I didn't realize this was the final building. But this is well defended from Zerglings. There's no way Lings are getting in there and killing that, right? I mean, this is the saddest base race of all time. It's still a base race, mind you. Overseer's coming in. Corruptor's trying to find an England which to caustic spray that thing, but I don't think they're going to find it. And yeah, I mean, at this point, you're just free to move out and do whatever you want if you're free. The carriers can handle anything that... Oh, hang on. Hold your horses. They're turning themselves into Broodlords. Remember the bank that Moonrise had? I remember the bank that Moonrise had. Oh my gosh. If he can get Broodling strikes on this thing and Broodlings chewing on this thing and the Void Rays don't kill the Broodlords fast enough, and there's 2 or 3 waves of that. Okay, this is interesting. This is getting more and more interesting. These Corruptors need to come out and they need to turn into Broodlords immediately. No, he came too early. He got here too early with the Broodlords. He should have waited for additional ones. Holy crap. You need to kill the Broodlords. You need to kill the Broodlords. The assimilator is going to die. How did Moonrise win that game? How did Free get back into the game, number 1, and then how did Moonrise win? You guys. I can't even... How did the... And... Stuff... I'm speechless. I'm not often speechless, you guys. You may have noticed from the fact that I basically talk for a living here on YouTube. Well, maybe not for a living. Let's not start a rumor that I can do this for a living, because I can't. It's, I mean, I get money, but it's not enough to quit my job. Anyway, the point is, Moonrise's heads-up choice here to turn these into Broodlords and just go after the assimilator was genius level. It was. He had the Greater Spire. He recognized it was still alive. He had some Corruptors flying around. They weren't doing anything otherwise. And the range... amazing. I mean, okay, if Free had responded to this well enough, which I alluded to earlier, right? If Free had just brought the Void Rays over and killed both the Broodlords with Prismatic Alignment, they'd be dead. All 3 of them would be dead. And that would be it. I think that'd be it for Moonrise. I mean, he has a couple more Corruptors flying around. Did he... He made some more, and they are here on the units list. Oh, they're here. So we could have gone for it again. But I really think if he waited for the 2 other Corruptors, made them all into Broodlords, and then hit that assimilator all at the same time, I don't think Free would have been able to stop it at that point. But instead, he went early with his 3 Broodlords. Free did not respond properly to that. I want to actually see his camera in this position. Okay, they're already attacking. I need to see how long it takes him to realize this is happening. Okay, so they're morphing in, and this is the camera of Free, okay? Ready to go. So he's up here, happily killing Zerg structures. Is there anything to stop me from doing this? No, absolutely not. This is something you need to learn, you guys. Don't watch your units kill stuff, especially if there's nothing there to defend. I like that. He did leave. He sent DTs out to see if there are additional bases anywhere. La la la. The hive gets killed here too. He gets the notification. He comes down. He sees. He thinks there's Zerglings, and then he says, Broodlords. And then he doesn't immediately run up with the Void Rays. Oh, that reaction time. That was hard. That was a difficult thing. Fair enough, dude. I get it. What is happening right now? Invisible broodlings, man. Moonrise is still in the game? Is that what it is? But we can't see him because we're only on freeze camera. That's weird. And then he left the game. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. One of the most interesting MidRank Madnesses I've ever cast in my entire life. That was awesome. Sure, nothing happened for the first 10 minutes. I get that. I really do. But it was worth it. It was worth it in the end. For sure. All right. All right. That's enough. That's enough of me being amazed by this game. I mean, I need to post this places because MidRank Madness doesn't get enough attention. I might toss this in maybe on Reddit or something. I don't know. I'll give it a try. All right, that's going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. MidRank Madness. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Before us, our honor guides us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. Justice, our duty is unending. I feel your presence. We are as one. Sense a soul, a soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala Adu. Ascension is before us. Our honor guides us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. I sense a soul, a soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala Adu. I sense a soul. A soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Shaladu. I sense a soul. A soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Shaladu. Kalarulas. Karamulas. Pantheranas. Naslaran. Kinalatu. Casar di Templare. Daramanaga. Oshara Sashia. Kinalatu.